for today's cup of coffee, youngest kid is not doing well with the planetary alignment that was going on here on the 15th, so I'm going to be doing this one solo. It's going to be sort of an espresso cup because I don't talk as much when he's not here with me. It's just a matter today of observations, and I'm actually really glad, and this is how a series of events sometimes happens. I had avoided all kind of social media, including Twitter and X and everything like that for years. And it was only until YouTube decided to, one of their bots or whatever it was, to go years back and yeet a video that we did that was, tinfoil hat type thing. It wasn't anything that dramatic. They never provided the timestamp of where I supposedly violated their terms of service or whatever. It was just really hard at the time, and because that I didn't at that point have a way to let the people on YouTube know what had happened, because I never expected that. I really didn't, because we're so microscopic. Who would have ever guessed? And I still don't know what the video, what was wrong with the video. But because that they've got this constantly moving goalpost thing, it can be for anything or nothing. So that was how I went to X, and I can see now, especially with the events over the past couple of days, how that was necessary for me. Because from an observational standpoint, it has been fascinating. Now, I still have a very small group of people that I follow and that follow me. I'm very selective about these things. But with the events of the past weekend, like I said, it has just been fascinating to observe. And it appears that there is a shifting, and I mean a sifting, it is a shifting also. And it's like what is in people's hearts is being very apparently and abundantly revealed. And that's important, because for these individuals, but you've got to wonder, if somebody has hate in their heart, usually that means that they're spiritually blind. They're not going to listen to anyone that says, hey, you've got a problem here. But for the ones that, most of us, if we have any kind of resentment or bitterness or whatever, we understand how that can harm us and others. And from our belief system, it also, that can hinder our ability to interact with God. And it's like, it doesn't mean that he loves me any less if I've got something like that, but he knows that that's ultimately going to hurt me. And so a lot of times he will present things to sit there and go, you need to rethink this. Because I follow a way of thought that it's a matter of forgiving enemies, for praying for enemies. And other people don't. I mean, there's a lot of people that do. There's a lot of people in other belief systems other than just being a follower of Christ, that they have a very similar belief system. And I get that. And it's one of those, I told a gentleman one time, I've actually said it several times as far as Muslims that I have met in the area. And it's like, love recognizes love. We don't have to get into the minutia on some of these things at that point in time. Just to sit there and be a good human. But with the events over the weekend, and this is something that some of the people who have taken the punches for years, they're tired. And their empathy has reached a limit. And so they're throwing punches back. This is, proverbial, not literal at this point. That could change. But some of the most hateful, vile rhetoric. And it's like I tried to avoid some of it, but every now and then somebody would, I would see a post. It's like, oh, this person posted this. And some of the worst ones were like professors. Some of them taught elementary school. I've seen from a variety of walks of life that they're in positions of power to influence others. And especially if it's influencing kids or people who are having, during formative years and stuff like that. And if you've got a kid in school or in college, find out who it is that you're paying to teach your child and what they're teaching your child. And those of us who went through college and stuff like that, and I was always one of these, I did not play the game. Needless to say, this is where it got me in life, because I refused to play the games. Be that as it may. And I actually was told, I will just tell them whatever they want to hear. And then when you graduate the class, then you can go ahead and think whatever you want to. I can't do it. I don't have it in me. I do not have it in me. Because to me, that was lying. And so I didn't. Did it cost me? Yes. Do I regret it? No. No, not at all. If somebody asked me what I thought, and I'm still like this, don't ask me what I think if you don't want to know what I think. And a lot of people don't want to know what you think. They want you to confirm what they think. Sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't. And I have no problem with somebody going, hey, Orlinda, honey, you need to rethink this. This person is like this. You've got, you've not got the correct amount of information to have the, opinion that you have about this. And I'm grateful when people do that. And it was like Lady on BitChute as far as Russell Brand. And I am so glad. And she's so elegant. She is just a wonderful human. And she's like, she provided me with information about Russell Brand that I did not know, such as the fact that when he turned his life around, and I am a firm believer that people can change. If there's no hope of person changing, that is very foreign to me. For some people, it may be more difficult than it is for others. But it's like, no, I believe that we do have free will. We do have choice. But I have thoroughly enjoyed listening to Russell Brand. He's actually a very intelligent individual. He's a Gemini. He breathes through his ass when he talks. But other than that, I listen slowly some days and I'm like, what did he say? But what he is doing as far as even his products that people purchase, that goes to help people as far as a drug treatment facility. And that he admits, the sins of the past, if you want to call it that. All of us do. That he is overcoming that. So I don't have a problem with somebody saying, hey, you need to rethink this. Now, if they're telling me to rethink something, trying to drag me into their hate or whatever, no. I've seen so many things, so many different ideas, so this and that and the other, and it's like, it is othering. And I don't do that. I figure if God wants me to know that a specific group or whatever it is doing whatever, and besides, what could I do about it? Other than pray for them. Now, prayer is a powerful thing. But to sit there and know, okay, somebody that I don't actually know is doing something that I actually can't stop. Now, how does that make my world better? It doesn't. But some of the people on social media are calling these people out. And I'm not saying whether it's good or not. But I think that we truly are seeing what is inside of some people's hearts. And for those people, it is a matter of praying for them, that the scales will fall from their eyes, that they will, whatever the spirit of deception will be rebuked and bound and cast away from them, so that they can see and think and feel correctly. Because a lot of these people have been brainwashed. And that's something else that has been incredible to observe, that especially out of the black communities, some of the young thug life, and because I have dealt with gang members and stuff on and off for years, but a lot of these people are realizing that they've been lied to. They have been used. And it's incredible. There's quite a few people calling it an awakening. I don't know if it's a matter of that. I know that it is a matter. There are signs of revival, which is a spiritual awakening. But it is just interesting. And we don't know what tomorrow holds. Only God knows that. But to check, do a self-check. Are we harboring hate? Are we harboring hate for anything? In our family life, God has held our feet to the fire for years. And to truly, through gritted teeth, ask God to bless somebody or to help somebody that has brought great harm to our family. And I had the choice. I could either sit there and go, no, I'm not going to do it. Or I could be obedient because that's what it says to do. So it was a matter of being obedient. You know? Did it change anything that I know of? No. But I don't have the hate in my heart. Because it's piteous when someone will allow themselves to be controlled by forces of darkness to the point that they bring harm to others or rejoice in harm being brought to others. In my belief system, the scripture says that the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. And we're all seeing this. And I really think this is a time of decision on some of these things. And I'll put a link to Stefan Burns. He went into astrology stuff, and I posted it over on X. And I'm like, okay, those of you who are truly the astrology nerds, you all can listen to this, because after about 10 minutes, I had that deer caught in the headlight look, because it was beyond me. And that's okay, because everybody's got different callings and different gifts and stuff. But the thing was, it was a matter of a time of decision. And I know that on the 15th, I didn't go into some of this stuff that people said was going to go on the 15th. And usually if I'm not meant to know it, or if it's not, it doesn't apply to me, and I'll just, we'll hear a sort of a passing and that's it. But he was talking about something else on maybe like the 21st, and these are planetary alignments. Listen to Robert Phoenix. He can tell you all this stuff in a much clearer manner than I'm trying to, because he knows what he's talking about. He's been an astrologer for a long time. He explains things. For people like me, it's like explaining it like I'm 5. I don't even know that I'm working on the level of a 5-year-old at that point. But Burns had said, as far as it being a time of decision. And I thought, that resonates with what I have been feeling, what I have been seeing, and that sifting. So when I hear messages like that, and it's not a matter of confirmation bias, it's a matter of just confirmation. So let me know what you have been experiencing. And I thought it was interesting on the AI that I had typed in a Wombo, truth lives. And this was the image that it gave me, which is, John Wick? And I can honestly say that I have not watched much of the movies other than it's just to shoot them up. But I found it very interesting that was what the AI picked. Yeah. because the truth will set you free, but for some people, truth will cut like a sword. So, and I will tell you that Zombie over on X, he now has his Redbubble shop up and operative, and I will put a link to that in the description box. I've had problems with Redbubble because it had been so long since I've been there, and so they have done something weird with me trying to log in. He has some really cool designs that he comes up with, so if you can go over there and check out the products that he has, he's a good dude. He really is a good dude. Now, I'll try to help him any possible way that I can, but like I said, the link will be there in the description box. So, if you've had experiences with paranormal, supernatural, encounters with UFOs, aliens, cryptids, tinfoil hats, I'm very much interested in everybody else's observations. And please put that in the comment section. You can email me. And lady, I am so sorry. I don't know what happened to the email that you sent. I did not see it, and if it had gone to maybe like the spam mailbox or whatever, I may have inadvertently deleted it. So if you will please resend the email. It was not intentional in any way. That is cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com, and that's there in the description box. Like, share, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff that I don't know what it does. And it's like BitChute, they change formats, and it's everything's weird. So, or on YouTube, BitChute, Rumble, and over on X, it's Warlanda, COCWS, because they had a letter count. And it's just, like I said, interesting times. Know that you are loved. Treat other people the way that you would like to be treated. If you want compassion, show compassion. If you've ever needed forgiveness, show forgiveness. Empathy, love, all that stuff. And Lord willing, we'll see you on the next cup. Bye.